Hi guys, welcome back to our channel and the first episode of Adulting in Paris with us, Almost Parisienne. Before shooting our last episode, Maya invited me over to her new apartment that she purchased recently. I wanted to ask her some questions about the process and of course, have a house tour. Thank you so much, Maya, for having us over.
My pleasure.
I am so curious, and I guess you guys are too, to hear all about this process. So what made you decide to purchase an apartment in Paris?
So I would say it's been like a little bit of a process, like something that I thought about. I'm going to say we thought about, my fiance and I. A couple years ago, we were like, okay, we're going to be in Paris. Why don't we think about investing? So originally we wanted to buy something to rent, but then we were like, if we're going to stay here, we might as well buy something that we could actually live in. So I think we started looking like maybe 3 years ago or 2 years ago. My perception of time is really off. 2 or 3 years ago, and explored, like I said, rental properties. And then we eventually got to the idea of finding something that we would live in. I think we started like actively looking last year for like a primary residence. And then, or maybe the year before last. And then early last year, so February of last year, like we actively started looking and then started putting in offers. So that's kind of how that happened. I think it was just like the natural step. I was tired of kind of paying rent that was going nowhere. And wanted to at least be paying towards something that I will one day own afterwards.
Totally understand. It was good to like have something of your own, invest in something, instead of feeling like paying rent and then like, whoa, this money just disappearing, like where are the money going? How has the process been for you as a foreigner?
So it's been interesting. Originally, I thought that being a foreigner would be a hindrance as far as like purchasing, just because I think like when I first moved here, I tried to get a student loan, and it didn't work in my name because my visa was only for like 1 year, and they weren't going to give me something that was like a loan that was longer than my period of my visa.
Okay.
So I thought, oh no, it's going to be the same. But since we were buying as two, I thought that, okay, maybe it won't be a problem. So as a foreigner, like it wasn't a problem as far as getting a loan with a bank. The thing that was the most interesting, or like most interesting for banks, was my work situation. So you need to be stable on paper.
So what does that mean, stable on paper?
So you in France, there's two types of work contracts. There's the CDD, which is like a short-term contract. You know that. So like for 6 months or 1 year, which is less stable because like it's for 6 months and not necessarily for that time afterwards. Or CDE, which is like a more indefinite contract, long-term. So ideally, they were like, it would be ideal if both of you have a CDE. So Jeremy, my fiance, he has a CDE. And me at the time, when we first started looking, I was on a CDD.
Okay.
And then I was freelancing because I had a little year where I was not working and I was freelancing. And so I found out when I was freelancing, I was actually making pretty consistent income. But for the banks, if you're freelancing, you have to have been doing it for 3 years consecutively. And I had only been doing it for a year, so that wasn't going to work. So they were like, yeah, on paper, I think it's going to be better for you guys to be able to have a better chance of getting the loan if you have a more stable work situation. So I was happy to like take the leap to freelance for a year, but then at the same time, I had a personal goal of wanting to buy. So I was like, okay, I'm going to find a job. So I found a job. Wasn't so excited to like going back to like a 9 to 5. But it was a means to an end. So I did that for like 8 months. I got my CDI contract, and we were able to find a place, put an offer, get accepted, and purchase. So it all worked out.
So it sounds pretty cool like this when you say it, but how was the actual process? Like, did you have to fight? I mean, when you bid with other people, or do you have to come in with like this much amount of papers, or like how does all that work?
So typically, like the first thing is to figure out where you want to live. So that took us a long time. So even once we decided that we wanted to purchase something that we would live in, figuring out where was a big struggle because, you know, I'm an American that lives in France, and I'm like, I want to live in Paris, like in the circle of Paris. and not outside.
Which means you can take the metro everywhere.
Yeah, not in the suburb. And then reality hit, like, look at these prices, and it's like over 10,000 euros per meter square. That's way above budget, like out of the budget.
Yeah.
Or you like pay super expensive for something super small. And the goal was for us to have something bigger.
Yeah.
So as reality hit, we started looking a little bit outside and ended up finding something in a very close suburb that's still accessible by metro.
Yes, which I'm very happy about. You come and see you.
Yeah, people will still come visit you if you're accessible by metro. And so yeah, we found something that was a little bit outside. And then as far as like, after you figure out where, it's a matter of like getting your money in order, getting your coins together. So having like a solid financial plan.
Okay.
So normally you need to have like what they call an entails, which is basically like your down payment. So normally you need to have, I would say, around 8 to 15%. I know people that have bought something with no money down.
Oh, wow.
But your interest rate is often much more higher.
Okay.
So in this whole process of us figuring out like what we wanted to buy, where we wanted to buy, we had already started a savings plan like 3 years ago. So our mission was like to get as much savings as we could to have an entails, because the more money you have up front, the more competitive you are a little bit, and also banks are more willing to give you a loan.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say the financial plan, knowing where you want to live, and then just being very proactive and looking. So
I feel like it's a full-time job to do this.
Yeah. It was our evenings and weekends. Like every weekend we were coming to the neighborhood that we wanted to live in, just because also the neighborhood we ended up choosing is very like up and coming. So there's a lot of Parisians that are coming here. So our goal was really to get in before it was too late, and we like got in right at the end before it was too late, before it got too expensive.
Oh yeah.
So we were literally coming every weekend, going to different agencies, showing our face, because we were also looking online. We would call a place and they would be like, it's already sold. So like we'll find something online and it'll already be gone.
Okay.
So
that's
like,
quick though.
Yeah, very quick. So we had to figure out a different strategy. So we were coming every weekend, signing up our name with different agencies so that they would call us when they had new things on the market that potentially they could call us before they went online. Because once it's online, they were going.
I didn't know that you could do it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool to know.
So we did that, and actually that's how we found this place. The agency that we had signed up, they called us for another apartment that Jeremy went to see. I don't remember what was wrong with it, but he was like, actually I have another place that could be of interest to you. We visited, well, he visited it. I didn't even see it. He's like, I think we should put an offer. I was like, okay. Take videos, and then we'll see.
You trust young man, girl.
Yeah. I trusted him. He sent me videos. And I was like, okay, let's put an offer. Because even if you put an offer, it's not a guarantee that you would get it. But we were really trying to get something within the timeline of last year. So we put an offer. I, of course, got to visit it like after. And then the owners accepted us and we were able to buy, which is cool. So once you get accepted, you sign something called a compromis de vente, which is like a promise to buy.
Okay.
And then after that, you have 3 months to get funding. So typically, you sign the compromis de vente, and then you have 3 months to go to different banks to get a loan.
So you can basically get this compromis de vente without having your complete financial plan.
Yes, but it's not in your interest to do that, because when you sign the compromis de vente, you have to put some money up front as well. So I think we put like 10 to 15%, like we put our entails, like the down payment down.
Yeah.
And if for some reason like we weren't able to get a loan and it was because the banks refused us, we would be able to get our money back. But if for some reason we changed our mind or something like that, you won't be able to get your money back. So when you sign that, it's like you're investing in actually buying the place.
Okay. So I know you guys did a lot of work here. You came here, you liked the spot, could see what you could do with it. So how was the renovation process? Because you guys did a lot on your own.
Yeah. So one of the perks of buying something is that you're able to kind of change it up and do what you want.
Yeah.
So it's always been a dream of mine to like make the space like my own. And Jeremy is quite the visionary. Me, I had such a hard time seeing places and envisioning what they could be. But he's like, we could do this, we could do that. And I'm like, I'm down. And his family's very handy. His dad, like, he's built 3 of their childhood homes. It's like his hobby.
Wow.
That's not what he went to school for or anything like that. That's just like what he likes to do.
That's amazing.
His brother is an engineer, so we knew we had the support and resources to be able to do the renovations, and also we saved money to be able to do the renovations ourselves versus adding that amount to the loan.
Yeah.
Where we need to take out more money.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of made a plan of what we wanted to do just to make the space more cozy. And essentially we decided to do the kitchen completely over, which you can see behind us. I'll give you a little tour afterwards. And we replaced all the floors. The owner was very brick happy, and in the living room there were like literally 4 walls of brick.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you can see the accent wall there. There's 1 wall, we kept 1, but we covered the other ones. Redid the bathroom, redid the floors in all the bedrooms, and then we just, had to furnish and decorate, which was an expense in itself because we lived in a furnished apartment before, so we had nothing, no furniture, and you have to buy little by little. So
Yeah.
we're finally officially done with renovations, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
It took literally a year. It's been a year since we moved, and we just finished everything. So
That's great.
we had some delays with COVID and things like that,
Yeah.
and just being tired. But
Yeah, of course, because you guys have been working nonstop, like weekends and evenings and
holidays.
yeah.
But it's finished, and very, very, very happy with the end result.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier a little bit about having a financial plan. Would you like to tell us a little bit more how you guys managed to finance buying an apartment, renovation, like what were your sacrifices to get this done?
Yeah. We financed our project ourselves, which we were super proud of. We're not trust fund babies. We didn't have help from our parents. I mean, we had help in other ways, like Jeremy's parents, they helped us with renovations, but financially it was something that we wanted to do ourselves. So as I mentioned, like 3 years ago, we already started thinking about purchasing and looking at prices and trying to be very intentional with saving. So I would say 3 years ago, we started a savings plan at our bank. They have like a special savings plan. It's called a CEL, which is for people that are looking to purchase apartments. And so basically you set the saving, or you open a savings account for X amount of time. We chose 18 months. And you have an interest rate that you would be able to gain at the end of the 18 months. So we did that for 18 months. And then basically we did our little side hustles in addition to our 9 to 5s for like a good year. And then, basically we're just very strict with saving. Also with Jeremy's work, and I highly encourage you, if you work in France, to see if you have a compte épargne d'entreprise. Basically, it's a savings account through your work.
Oh, that's cool.
In which, specifically with his job, we were able to put money in, and they matched the amount that we put in.
Oh,
so
wow.
Like 200% or 300%, which is really awesome. So
That's
that's how
great.
we were really able to maximize on saving money for the down payment. So
that's awesome.
a combination of saving through our bank with that special account, side hustles, and then the other savings account through Jeremy's work, we were able to basically save enough for our down payment, and then renovations as well.
That's really awesome. You guys did a great job.
Yeah.
Disciplined people.
Yeah.
Discipline.
There was a lot of discipline. Sacrificing on going out or vacations and things like that. But in the end, it was very much worth it.
So looking back at it now, it's been a year that you guys are well installed. You've done the renovation. You've been through all the process of getting a place. Are you happy about the process? Are you happy being a homeowner? What are the perks? What have the challenges been?
For sure. I have no regrets at all. I'm super excited and happy that we were able to get in the neighborhood that we wanted before it was too late, because the 2024 Olympics, for example, are going to be in our neighborhood. There's a lot of new development projects. So we were able, even 2 years ago when we started looking, there was a big price difference between what we could have paid 2 years ago versus what we pay now. But it was still within the budget. So I'm super happy that we were able to get in before it was too late.
Yeah.
And then it's just so rewarding, living in a space that is your own, and that you could decorate and finally put things on the wall.
Yeah.
I've always been in apartments and never put anything on the walls because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to move, or we're not allowed to, but we can do. We like completely renovated the whole kitchen, broke things, put things back together. So that's been super fun. And then financially, like I literally pay only maybe 150 euros more per month. For my mortgage in comparison to what my rent was before. So financially, it's not so much of the strain either. It's just a matter of, you know, there are additional expenses like insurance or taxes and things like that. But over the long term, it's going to be completely worth it. I mean, the biggest, I would say, challenge was just kind of like sacrificing over that period of saving and then renovations and moving and not having a life. But beyond that, like, I don't even remember all that anymore. Like, smooth sailing. I love being home, especially with COVID. I'm so glad that we have a space that's big enough and comfortable to kind of, you know, quarantine and be home and cozy. So no regrets, super happy, and highly encourage you if you're thinking about buying property, especially if you're an expat. I would say I don't regret it, but one thing that I wish that I did do was to maybe think about doing this sooner.
I hear you.
Because I would have had more time to enjoy a space as my own and to like invest in something. But it's never too late. So I totally encourage you if you're thinking about it to make that leap if that's something you want to do.
Cool. Thank you so much for answering. I think I would like to show people this place.
Yes,
you can do a house tour.
Let's do a little tour.
Yes. All right, so house tour. Where to start? So where we're standing, there used to be, well, this is an entryway. Jeremy's lovely bike, shoe rack. And so actually when we first moved in, this was like a closed space. So there was a wall here, which we broke to like open up the space, which I think is really nice. So it's like open and airy. And then we have the kitchen here, which was literally half the size. It came to like basically about here. It was super small. So it was super small, and there was like a bar here. So we were like, okay, we're gonna break the bar. We're gonna make an island. And then we're going to add some more cabinets to kind of extend the kitchen, which ended up turning out really nice. So we have space. Love having breakfast here. And even like apéro or like prepping, just having actual counter space, which is a big step up from where we were before. And then this is like our little dining room area. And as I mentioned, the landlord before, he was very brick happy. So literally the whole living room, so all 4 of these walls plus the wall that was here was in brick. And we were like, we're not keeping that. So we decided to keep one wall. So one accent wall is more than enough, which is really beautiful. And then we basically covered the other walls with like these panels, because we originally tried to like start taking off the bricks one by one, but that was gonna take way too long. So we found another solution and covered the walls. So yeah, that, and then this is like the sitting room space. Our L couch, which took forever to arrive, but we love it, super comfortable. And then we did this like built-in entertainment system shelf situation here. Need to add some art on the walls, still a work in progress. And then this nice little seating area, bookshelf situation. So that's the living room, kitchen space. And now I will show you the rest of the apartment, the hallway and the bedrooms, bathroom, and toilet. Come on. So this is the hallway that leads to other parts of the apartment, the bedrooms, the bathroom, and the toilet. And then this is the master bedroom, my bedroom, which we
basically switched out the floors. We changed the floors to bamboo floors that were a little different than the floors in the living room. We painted an accent wall this beautiful yellow, changed out the light fixtures, redid the closet, and added a nice comfy bed. This room is still a work in progress, but we're looking forward to add some art on the walls once we find some pieces that we like. Then the second bedroom is a multi-function room that serves as a baby room, office, and guest room. And so again, in this room we didn't have to do much besides swapping out the floor, so it's the same floor that's in the master bedroom. We added some paint on the walls and just furnished this room since the apartment came with nothing and we had no existing furniture since our old place was furnished. So we added in furniture, and I really like the way it turned out. Then we have the bathroom. So originally this room had a bathtub, which we completely renovated, took out the bathtub, removed all the tile off the walls and replaced it with these white tiles, and built in what they call a douche Italian, a Italian shower, which is like a walk-in shower. We built a custom countertop for the sink and to cover the washing machine. So that is about it for the apartment tour. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions about buying an apartment in Paris or in the nearby suburbs, please don't hesitate to comment below with your questions. And thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode of Adulting in Paris. Bye guys.